Deadly tornadoes tear through the Midwest as powerful storm system pushes east. If you thought the worst of this weather outbreak was already behind us, think again. Overnight, communities across the Midwest were rocked by violent tornadoes, destructive straight-line winds, and relentless thunderstorms that left neighborhoods in ruins, knocked out power to hundreds of thousands of customers, and forced families to seek shelter in the middle of the night. Emergency crews are now working around the clock, surveying widespread damage while rescue operations continue in several hard-hit communities. But here's the alarming part. This dangerous storm system is far from finished. As it continues tracking eastward, millions more Americans are waking up under the threat of severe thunderstorms, damaging winds, flash flooding, and the possibility of additional tornadoes. This is becoming one of the most significant severe weather outbreaks of the season, and the atmosphere is showing very few signs of calming down. During the past 24 hours, the central United States became the center of an explosive weather event fueled by a powerful clash of warm, moisture-rich Gulf air and a fast-moving upper-level storm system sweeping out of the plains. As temperatures climbed throughout the afternoon, the atmosphere became increasingly unstable. By evening, thunderstorms rapidly intensified into rotating supercells capable of producing long-track tornadoes, destructive hail, and wind gusts strong enough to topple trees, damage buildings, and tear apart power infrastructure. Many residents had only minutes to react as tornado warnings lit up weather maps across multiple states. Sirens echoed through countless communities, while families rushed into basements, interior rooms, and storm shelters, hoping their homes would still be standing when the danger passed. Some of the hardest-hit areas experienced not just one storm, but several waves of severe weather moving through in rapid succession. Meteorologists observed storms repeatedly strengthening as they tracked across highly unstable air, allowing tornadoes to remain on the ground for extended distances, while producing widespread structural damage. Entire neighborhoods reported roofs ripped away, barns flattened, businesses heavily damaged, and vehicles overturned by intense winds. In rural communities, fallen trees blocked highways and isolated neighborhoods, making it difficult for emergency responders to reach those in need. As daylight returned, aerial images began revealing the true scale of destruction, with debris scattered across fields, shattered homes lining residential streets, and power lines stretched across roadways. Unfortunately, tornadoes were only one part of this dangerous weather event. Many locations experienced hurricane-force straight-line winds, capable of producing damage nearly indistinguishable from weaker tornadoes. Thousands of trees were snapped or uprooted, utility poles collapsed, and countless power lines came crashing down, leaving large portions of several states without electricity. Utility crews immediately began restoration efforts, but widespread damage means some residents may remain without power for an extended period. With summer temperatures climbing, prolonged outages create additional concerns, especially for elderly residents and families relying on electrically powered medical equipment. Flash flooding quickly emerged as another life-threatening hazard. Slow-moving thunderstorms repeatedly passed over the same communities, dumping enormous amounts of rainfall within only a few hours. Streets transformed into rivers almost instantly as storm drains became overwhelmed. Small creeks rapidly overflowed their banks, while low-lying roads disappeared beneath rushing water. Emergency managers issued repeated warnings urging motorists not to drive through flooded roadways. Rescue crews responded to numerous water emergencies overnight. What makes this outbreak particularly concerning is the atmospheric setup responsible for producing it. A powerful upper-level trough moving across the central United States created exceptionally strong wind shear. At the same time, deep tropical moisture surged northward from the Gulf of Mexico, pushing humidity levels to unusually high values across the Midwest. This combination of abundant moisture, intense atmospheric instability, and powerful winds aloft created nearly ideal conditions for severe thunderstorms capable of producing every type of hazardous weather. Instead of quickly weakening after sunset, many storms actually intensified overnight as stronger low-level winds developed, allowing dangerous weather to continue long after most people had gone to bed. Nighttime tornadoes are among the most dangerous weather events meteorologists face because visibility is extremely limited and many residents are asleep when warnings are issued. Unlike daytime tornadoes, which can sometimes be seen approaching from a distance, nighttime tornadoes are often completely hidden by darkness and heavy rain. That makes receiving weather alerts through multiple reliable sources incredibly important. Meteorologists consistently stress the importance of having emergency notifications enabled. As this powerful system continues pushing eastward, attention is now shifting toward communities farther downwind that may soon experience their own round of dangerous weather. The same cold front responsible for yesterday's tornado outbreak continues advancing across the Ohio Valley and toward portions of the Mid-Atlantic and Northeast. Ahead of that front, warm, humid air remains firmly in place, providing fresh fuel for another round of strong to severe thunderstorms. Large metropolitan areas are not immune from these storms, As the system moves east, densely populated cities could experience rapidly changing weather conditions, capable of disrupting transportation, delaying flights, producing localized flooding, and causing scattered power outages. Emergency management agencies across the affected region are urging residents to review severe weather safety plans before storms arrive. One encouraging aspect of modern forecasting is the tremendous improvement in weather detection technology. Doppler radar and satellite observations now allow for earlier detection. Yet even with better forecasts, severe weather remains incredibly unpredictable at the neighborhood level. A tornado may devastate one subdivision while leaving another only a mile away almost untouched. For many families across the Midwest, the coming days will be focused not on forecasts but on recovery. Cleanup efforts will continue as communities start rebuilding. The emotional toll can be just as difficult as the physical damage, particularly for families who lost homes or loved ones during the storms. Meanwhile, meteorologists will continue monitoring the atmosphere closely because this active weather pattern shows little sign of disappearing. Additional disturbances may trigger more rounds. The bottom line is clear. This outbreak is not simply one isolated storm. It is part of a larger weather pattern, capable of producing multiple rounds of dangerous conditions. Staying informed, monitoring trusted weather updates, and acting immediately when warnings are issued remain the most effective ways to protect yourself and your family. As forecasters continue analyzing radar data, one thing is clear. This storm evolved into a sprawling, multi-state weather emergency. Widespread wind damage stretched hundreds of miles. In many communities, traffic signals went dark as power grids failed, while hospitals and emergency facilities relied on backup generators to maintain critical operations. Meteorologists explain that this type of widespread damage often occurs when individual supercell thunderstorms eventually merge into a large squall line. Once that happens, the primary threat transitions from isolated tornadoes to powerful straight-line winds capable of producing destruction across hundreds of miles, winds exceeding 80 miles per hour. In some locations, residents reported hearing a continuous roar lasting several minutes as the leading edge of the storm swept through, bringing blinding rain and intense lightning. Air travel has also been significantly affected. Thunderstorms near major airports have forced airlines to delay departures and reroute incoming flights. Even airports hundreds of miles away feel the impact. Nighttime tornadoes remain among the deadliest weather hazards because they are almost impossible to see. Heavy rainfall frequently wraps around tornadoes, completely hiding them. Sirens are designed primarily for people who are already outside, not those sleeping indoors. That's why multiple alert sources are vital. As emergency managers assess damage in the Midwest, forecasters are watching how the atmosphere is evolving farther east. The same cold front remains energized. Areas that received heavy rainfall during previous storms are especially vulnerable because saturated ground dramatically increases runoff, causing flash flooding much more quickly. Another growing concern is the cumulative impact. Farmers are monitoring the situation closely, as excessive rainfall can delay fieldwork and damage crops. Looking ahead, meteorologists caution that this active weather pattern may not end with the current storm. Long-range models indicate an energetic jet stream allowing additional disturbances. For families expecting severe weather, preparation remains the most effective form of protection. Identify the safest location inside your home and keep supplies easily accessible. If you live in a mobile home or another structure particularly vulnerable to high winds, know ahead of time where you will go if a tornado warning is issued. Every second counts. As cleanup continues, stories of resilience are beginning to emerge. Neighbors are helping neighbors remove debris, and volunteers are delivering food. Utility crews from neighboring states are joining restoration efforts. While rebuilding is never easy, communities come together in remarkable ways. For now, however, the focus remains firmly on the forecast. The atmosphere is still capable of producing dangerous weather, and millions remain in its path. Staying informed, monitoring trusted forecasts, and responding immediately to warnings could make all the difference as this powerful system continues its journey. Stay safe.